Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here at Disrupt 2023. I'm Josh Libertori, Executive Editor at Athletic News, and I'm joined today by Brendan Rice, CEO of Wodify, one of the most innovative and exciting companies in the fintech space. Brendan, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Thanks, Josh. Excited to be here.
Yeah, so excited to talk to you. Before we get into Wodify and what your platform does, I was hoping you could first kind of give the audience some of your insights on some of the macro trends you're noticing in fitness and wellness in 2023 and what consumers are really looking for today.
Yeah, absolutely. So just some context to that data. We power about 5,000 gyms around the world, mostly in functional fitness and CrossFit style studios. And one of the biggest trends we've seen in a very positive sense is early on in the pandemic and through 2020, 2021, I think there's a lot of question around whether or not physical in-person fitness classes were really going to get back to the levels they were at. And what we've seen, especially this year, is there's more demand than ever for in-person fitness. We've seen 13% year over year revenue growth across our gyms, and pretty much every other metric you would measure on that demand: attendance, average client count. But the interesting insight is those customers are coming back to gyms. Many of them have gotten a taste of digital fitness and they want some hybrid offering. So the single biggest trend we've seen is a resurgence of in-person physical fitness with gym owners who need to be able to provide that hybrid offering and have some sort of digital component to their service.
When would you say the return to in-person fitness kind of picked up?
I would say it picked up probably in 2022. We got back to relatively stable levels, and then I would say it's accelerated this year. And again, it's come back in a new way. I think digital's part of it. Another interesting trend we've seen is the actual programs offered by gyms. So most of our customers now, over 50%, offer 7 or more programs. Historically, a lot of gyms have specialized. Maybe they offer CrossFit or like barbell only, or they do boot camp only. And so what that means is, again, people were forced to kind of try new types of fitness. Maybe they got into running, maybe they started doing some digital classes. So when they came back to in person because they missed coaches leading them through a class, they missed the energy of community, but they're interested in more genres of fitness now. And so gyms are having to adapt in that way as well, offering new and different types of classes or fitness offerings.
And I realize I'm maybe asking you to predict the future of it with this question, but do you think there's any room for in-person demand to grow over the coming years, or will we kind of reach a settling point in the industry where, it's whatever percentage of people are in person and the other percent are at home or doing digital?
No, I mean, I think there's obviously it's part of our mission as a company to grow the overall ecosystem, but I think most people don't participate actively in fitness the way we're talking about now. And so I think the entire pie can grow. I think digital will grow modestly, I would say. And I think in-person or hybrid in-person has a lot of room for growth because of just because I think a lot of the restrictions that caused the challenges during the pandemic, a lot of those are obviously past us. And I think gyms are continuing to innovate and cater to new consumer demands. But the need for that connection and community, I think, is still definitely there. And people want to go to a place where they can get energy from other people and make connections and build relationships.
And it's no secret that there's a lot of fitness software providers out there on the market today. What do you say to gyms about what sets Wodify apart from your competitors?
Yeah, so the biggest difference between us is we are a customer retention platform. Most people group us with gym management platforms and CRMs. And the difference is we do all of the back-end business management, payment processing, billing, but we layer on top of it a set of features that we call collectively retention intelligence. But what that is a set of features to actually add more value to your business and your client experience. So in CrossFit, we started as a company by doing that. We revolutionized the way CrossFit gyms track performance. CrossFit athletes track performance at those gyms. So we created digital performance tracking. We told gym owners, you have to hang TVs on your walls. They thought we were crazy. And now you walk into any CrossFit gym in the world, they probably have a TV on their wall. And we're doing the same thing in jiu-jitsu right now with video content and TV. So what's different about us is we have a suite of tools that allow gym owners to create more value. We create technology for owners, coaches, and the clients at the gym. Plus we do the boring back-end business management stuff.
Can you give us some examples of what some of those features look like?
Yeah, so I talked about digital performance tracking. We offer the ability to create an on-demand video and really any type of media content for your clients. So you can create different courses or libraries of content. We just this year released the ability to have a complete in-app chat system, so you can create chats between individuals, classes, and really all together what we're doing is we're solving that hybrid need. We're giving gym owners and those coaches a way to connect with clients outside of the 1 hour a day they come in and actually take a class in your gym. So you're using the app to talk to your friends. You're using the app to watch videos before you go into class the next day, so you know what technique you're going to work on. So yeah, those are just a few of the examples of the features we built to support that.
And so, say Wodify signs up a new gym or studio client, what would be your advice on kind of best practices or things they should implement in 2023 to really improve retention and engagement?
Yeah, good question. I think whether you use Wodify or anyone else, the more you get to understand your software, I think the better. I think a lot of fitness business owners got into it because they love fitness, not because they love technology. But by training yourself to learn technology the same way you do to learn fitness, it's going to help you run stronger and healthier businesses. With Wodify, going off that theme of a customer retention platform, most gym owners don't know when they come to us, they don't know what their retention is. So as a starting place, just know your numbers. From an industry stat, we know most gyms in our space lose about 13% of their clients per month. Our customers that implement all of our features correctly lose only about 4%. So the first tip is know your numbers and then start using software to move those numbers, and especially retention, because that has such a big impact on bottom line. And then specific to Wodify, I think one thing that's really exciting we released this year and we've gotten tons of feedback on it is what we call Coach View. And those are the software features we built for coaches. Historically, a coach walking around a class with their iPhone would be a big no-no. That would be considered rude, or maybe don't do that. And now at all of our gyms, it's a best practice and a requirement from the gym owner for their coach to have their phone, because we give them a prioritized class list with names and faces, with notes and tags and all the information you need to run almost a personal training session in a group class setting. So that's the other tip, is arm both your staff and your coaches with the technology we've built to help you deliver a better service.
And then I wanted to talk about marketing a bit as well. Any tips or strategies, advice you have for gyms and studios looking to run effective marketing campaigns in 2023?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of people and a lot of companies that know more about this than I do. So I'll try to stay in my lane a little bit. I think what we've seen is that, you can talk about lead gen campaigns and digital advertising. The best marketing from an ROI perspective and from a quality perspective, meaning you're signing up someone who's going to stay at your business for years, is word of mouth and referrals. And so my advice is, again, if you use Wodify, we make this really easy, but make your business, your gym, your fitness facility, whatever it is, make it part of your clients' lives outside of the walls of your business. Because then when they're at the dinner table, they're going to talk about it. When they're at the bar with their friends, they're going to talk about it. And so a small feature we've implemented that we've really seen drive success here is social sharing. So when people record their performance in Wodify, we prompt them to share it on social media. If you don't use Wodify, you can get creative with how to incentivize that. But getting your current clients to refer their friends and actually creating initiatives around that, like social sharing, drive both the best quality leads and the most cost effective.
And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, given its prevalence right now. Just wanted to talk a bit about AI. I was wondering if there's anything you can share about either ways Wodify is implementing AI now, or plans you have to use it more in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, kind of the buzzword in every industry right now. So in the short term, we're doing some of the basics that I think pretty much every software company is doing, which is helping create content. So like we have an email builder that we're launching where you can type some prompts in and we'll generate email content for you, or other types of content. The most interesting way we're using data today and AI is we have a feature called Wodify Retain that proactively predicts when clients are likely to churn. And we're continuing to improve that model. But that gives gym owners a way to get ahead of people canceling their membership. So we look at thousands of data points across all of our businesses, and we create an algorithm that's constantly improving itself, and it will flag clients who might be at risk of canceling in the next few weeks or months, kind of like Minority Report for people canceling their membership. And then the last way we're going to be rolling out AI in the next few months, I think, is the one I'm most excited about, which is we're launching the ability to build custom workflows in Wodify. So any trigger, create tasks, send emails, send SMS, and those business process workflows, even in a visual builder, can be a little hard to build if anyone's used Zapier or some other systems where you build workflows. And so the AI element of it that we're introducing is a chat-based interface where you're going to be able to communicate with an AI-powered system to build the workflows for you. So you just type in whatever you want your business process to be. Like when a client gets injured, I want to create a task for a coach to follow up and send a check-in email a week later. Just type out what you want, and we'll help build the actual technical workflow for you on the side.
Very exciting. We'll definitely be on the lookout for those features when they release. And one final question. I'll ask you to kind of predict the future a bit again, but anything you're excited about or something you're expecting to see become a big trend in fitness and wellness in 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, I think going back to one of my observations at the beginning, I know I just talked about a lot of the AI features we're excited about. I think I'm kind of on the sidelines of most of the bleeding edge AI advancements. My prediction is AI will disrupt almost every industry in ways we can't even think of. I think fitness will be one of the areas it doesn't disrupt in the same way, because as the world has become and is becoming increasingly kind of digital only and frankly kind of isolating, like we're doing this remotely, I'm on Zoom calls all day, people are just a little more isolated. My 1 hour day at the gym I go to is one of the best hours of my day. And I think more and more people are actually going to need that and rely on that. And physical fitness business owners have such a responsibility to build that place where people can build meaningful connections and exercise with other people and sweat and have those real connections. So my prediction is we're going to continue to see growth in in-person fitness. It's going to be more important, not just for being healthy physically, but kind of like mentally and spiritually, just to stay connected to people. But those gym owners are going to need to have a digital connection to their clients outside of their gym. So we'll see how this ages a year or two from now after this interview, but that's what I think is going to happen.
I'm sure it's music to the ears of all the gym and studio owners watching us. So I'm sure they're on your side, as I am. Thanks so much for your time, Brendan. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.